Hello everyone, my name is Miller and welcome back to the Season 106 season video. The rundown of all what can be expected in the next 2 weeks in terms of cars and events, dropping speculations left and right, and giving some of the rumors going around on the community. Hopefully by the end of today's video everyone will be up to date with the latest news. As for the Made in America event, in case you see some bits here and there and you don't on your own map, it means you're missing the update. So go to the Play Store or Apple Store to find the update waiting for you. I will later also give you guys a tip concerning the event, so hang on. And I will also shortly touch upon the update notes released by Natural Motion on the Tumblr page. Let's get into it. Before starting, of course, claiming of the milestone of the previous season, the various BMW M4 GTS, and this is one gorgeous car. Like expected, it comes in white with the livery, just making it that tad better looking. Like in my Season Max video of last season, there is one thing that this car has that I cannot look away from, and that is that the rivets and the bolts all around have that color shifting pattern, making it so unique. But then also the blue exhaust tips, which just look so perfectly right with this car. In case you missed it and you didn't get the milestone, no worries, from next season on you will be able to pull this variant here, or the one in black with the bronze rims. As for performance, to my surprise, it's slower than the regular M4 GTS, which to some extent makes sense because under the hood and under the body they are basically identical. However, I feel this was done on purpose with who knows in the future intentions for Elite Customs, or maybe that tuner thing we have seen in service a couple of months ago. Let's just wait and see, but to me, this is the best looking M4 we have in game, and I do feel it might come as a prestige car at some point, so definitely save it somewhere. There is no need to upgrade it because I don't think it will have any added value, but in the future it might have some importance. Onto this season then, and the car up for grabs this time around is the second station wagon we have in game, the Audi RS6 Avant, and this thing is massive and mean. And for American players also something special, as it's the first time in Audi Sport's 25-year history that the RS6 will be available in the United States, which to many people will be big. For more information on station wagons and their history and popularity in the United States, I highly suggest to check out the video on Donut Media of last year. It's pretty dope. Back to the game now. Like I said, it's only the second station wagon we have in game, with the first one being a boss car, Ashley's CLA. So in case you don't really have that one like me on the main account, this could well be the first estate car you own, which is pretty dope. This itself is a beast of a car, a hybrid pushing out 592 horsepower with a top speed of over 180 miles per hour and a trunk to fit an entire family's suitcases in to go on a trip. I would love to do that. It's quite a practical car to be fair if you think about it, but quite expensive, coming in at $120,000 US. The spec you see here is only left out for the top 10, while us milestone players will get a pretty nice Tango red version. Sounds a bit sensual. Joking aside, this is one of the best red colors I've seen so far, and it's a perfect fit for this vehicle. Performance wise, I have not had the chance yet to test it, but dynos so far showed a 10.551, which is quite nice. This is also for newer players a great car to get because in the future it might well become an ideal Prestige Cup car. Talking about Prestige cars, this season is a new one, well fairly new as it came out with a 2.12 update, the Mazda MX5 with the Rocket Bunny kit, a tier 2 shoebox on wheels with a pretty dope kit around it. Like honestly, it's kinda nice, but on the other hand, I don't really imagine myself driving around in one of these. But don't underestimate this little cute car, as under the hood it got an upgrade compared to the Miata we already had, as now it's powered by the more powerful 2020 version, which has some of Mazda's top-end Skyactiv technologies, pushing the output to 184 horsepower, which for a light and nimble car like this is quite a number, and it justifies the jump from tier 1 to tier 2. And I absolutely love the way it smiles on the front. Performance wise, it's a pretty solid tier 2 car, what I've seen so far with times of an 8.43, making it the second fastest non-elite car. Starting tomorrow there will be a 10 times drop rates on the silver crates with up to 6 specs available, with my favorite one being spec number 4 in blue. Good luck to everyone. On to the events, and there are 3 basically, so 2 for the American Road Trip and the Elite Showdown. Firstly, the American Road Trip, which has a showdown on its own and a 2020 Made in America event. But rather than a standalone event, it is incorporated into the American Road Trip story, proving that the road trip is not just a 4th of July celebration, but a narrative from a long period of time for the coming months. First, a small word onto the intro shots when we see one launching the game. Immediately we see here the first screen, a hint towards a car which we might be able to get in the future, being the Weaver Customs Ford Model A, but with a special Captain American-like livery on it. But this won't be the only Model A we will have in game, as you have seen this car on a different picture, and here we see it on the right, but without a livery, and I'm quite curious to see what will happen with these in the end. In the second shot we see 3 cars then, the Javelin Defiant in the front, which we already know, but on the left of it the Dutch Boys Camaro, and on the right the Ring Brothers Camaro, both of them being new cars, which are not in this update yet, or not fully because there are some glitches with it, but will come in the future. What we do know is that both of these cars have certain code names in the file that insinuate that these will be linked to showdowns, in a way to think like the Cintudieci showdown, 1200 trophies for one version and then the second version for the people who end in the top 1000. There's no guarantee this is the actual case, but a speculation because the names insist milestone and leaderboard versions. But of course, nothing is proven until it happens. The third shot is more interesting to me. Here we get to see some more cars which will take part in this entire series. Taking them from right to left, we have the new Charger, which I will talk about later, then also either the Hennessy Camaro or maybe the ZL1. Alongside that the Dutch Boys Camaro, pretty sure about that one, and below the SSC Tuatara. With the production model being revealed sometime back, maybe this could mean a second paid version coming to the game, or maybe a Gold Star. But the biggest on this picture is the one on the far left, the Havoc Dodge Challenger, a 2500 brake horsepower beast, which is in this update but still completely glitched out, so it has a non-relevant maxed out time. The other cars we know about I'll mention in tomorrow's video, so be sure to check that one out as well. But yeah, what we see here is quite a lot of information for the future. But what is it about for today? We have 2 events now, the main event to start with, Philadelphia or Philly, like many like to name it. A 4 lock-in event and a 2020 Made in America event, which I'm quite excited about. The first lock-in is left out for basically every player out there, as you have to use the Charger, which is indeed a new car. But how do you get one? Well, pretty simple, just press on it and go to the showroom where it says free. Yes, it's a free car and that is thanks to the community for reaching the first 20% milestone on the website. But before you press that button out of excitement, take your time and pick the right brake calipers, interior and color that you want. Second lock-in should also be pretty easy, just use any Elite Custom cars which is part of the Made in America series. Some cars are even buyable in this case, so again, pretty open for everyone. The third lock-in might be a wall for some people, but I don't think for too many as you can use either of the cars from the New York Duality Cup, which only finished a couple of days ago. And here I suggest to use the Garrett's Rod Shop Hemi Escuda, later more onto why. In case you own neither of the cars, no worries, the 20 times drop rates on the gold crates has returned. The final lock-in is a bit different here, and you're limited to only using the Tiffany C10 or its variants, and the Made in America reward of last year being the special Heritage Ford GT. In case you don't have any of these, no panic. You can buy the Tiffany C10 for just 3000 gold coins. If you have the coins, do it. It's a beast of a car. So this basically is a full free-to-play event, and the reward you ask? The Charger SRT Hellcat 50th Anniversary Edition. That's all in all quite good, but there are again some complaints, and let me address them. Why are the crates locked? And the answer is pretty simple, because the crate is dependent on the car you lock in. Because you might only own the C10 for the last lock-in, some people might prefer to use the Ford GT, so for them a C10 crate would make no sense. I've seen frustrations from this on both Facebook and Reddit about people owning the C10 but not owning the third lock-in, and wondering to why they can't just open up the crates, but I hope this clears up some doubts. In some way it does make sense. The second part of the American road trip that is active now is Baltimore, and it's a showdown to give you that opportunity to get that Ford GT I was talking about earlier. Let's say you have a pretty fast car you can use, but you don't have the 3000 gold coins and you don't want to buy coins with cash. Just jump in your American muscle and reach the 1200 trophies, and the final lock-in is secured again for free. But more important here is what car should you use? Well, obviously the fastest is the Garrett's Rod Shop Hemi S Barracuda, as it runs a low 7.3, and that is why you should use it as a third lock-in in the main event, so you can get free crates to max it out. Again, it's a free-to-play event, and paying extra gives you no real advantage unless buying a car, but then a free-to-play player has the same, so it doesn't give you an edge. But there are 2 remarks. Why is only the Gold Star C10 around and not the Halloween version? Is this a mistake? Should this also be incorporated? Because I feel many players have the Halloween car and you can use it for the other event, why can't you use it for the showdown? And why are there no crates for the showdown? Or maybe for example a crate which rewards for all the cars or something alike. But anyways, that is it for the American road trip for today. Tomorrow more information and more about the hidden showroom cars. Parallel to this, showdown runs an elite showdown with parts up for grabs to help you out with the elite collection, where the best choice would be without a doubt the Huracan, as it's the fastest car and I think also the only tier 5 car this time. So go for the Huracan. So that is all for the events. Now an extra word on the update notes that Natural Motion shared on their Tumblr page yesterday. First up, the addition of temporary bans. We have seen lately more and more hackers roaming in this game and it's getting really annoying, so I'm glad they're working onto something. But now you can get a temporary ban, which removes crew RP, solo RP, it revokes the rights to use chat, or get boosts from the wildcards, or to race in live races and crew cups. But they do stay in the crew, which can be good in case you don't want to drop out and join in later again, or you would miss out on a car for example. The only remark here that I have is to maybe state why bans are given, because there is no real reason to why, which for many players might come as a big shock when entering the game and getting the banned message while they have no clue what they have done wrong. There should be more clarity to what reason people are being banned, and I think this would also solve issues to where people are unrightfully banned so they can protest the claim. Below that, the cars and the events, and the first up is the one that I'll be talking about today, the Fast and Furious finale, because this one came out of nowhere. I expected more events as a build up to the finale, but for this finale you will have to use the two new cars, being the 1970 Charger from the 4th movie and the Ford Escort Mark I from the 6th movie, alongside the rewards from the first two build up events being the Jetta and the APR Evo 9. For the latter two, they do mention again that the previous build-up events will return, giving you a second chance to win them. And for the 1970 Charger, I do hope that they do allow us to use the one from the first movie, because in the narrative they are literally the same car. But for the Escort, there is no escaping, so you will have to pay for this one, no doubt. Reward here, the super sweet Dodge Charger Daytona, which got a buff from a 7.4 to a sub 7 seconds car, but again with a needle drop. Why do these keep happening lately? There will be also a second event, another Evo Cup, where you can use any 5 Fast and Furious cars to get a shot at winning the Supra Ira Top. Other than that, the notes don't really say much we haven't covered already in past videos or in today's video. There are plenty of cars not mentioned on this list, for example the hidden Alfa Romeo 8C Spider and the McLaren GT, which will be season/milestone prizes. But I think another update will drop very soon, and I'm talking within a month basically after this season. Only 2 cars are left, which is not much. So this might be quite a short update, but it sure does pack some punch. And with that, I will close off for today. If you enjoyed the video, do not hesitate to leave a like, subscribe for more content like this. My name is Mille, see you around, and keep racing.